Do you want development to move faster while maintaining quality? Do you want your production systems to be more stable? Are you tired of spending too much time and energy fixing production defects while waiting too long for valuable business solutions to get released to production? Let us help you achieve both speed and safety through the introduction of DevOps tools and techniques. First, let's get an overview of the typical DevOps process. It starts with a user story and, based on the acceptance criteria, developers and testers will commit code to a source control repository. A commit will kick off a build, and upon success, the unit tests will be run and static code analysis is performed to look at code quality and test coverage. Now that we know we have a good build, we will deploy to a build verification server and run automated UI and integration tests. If these pass, we will store the build artifacts in an artifact repository. This artifact will be used for all subsequent deployments. From here, we will deploy to a test server and run automated security and performance tests. Now the code ready for manual review and to be deployed to a higher level environment. Now, let's take a look at a real example. We have a sprint backlog captured in the form of user stories in Jira. All development testing starts with a solid backlog. When coding starts, developers will add the Jira story identifier to the commit comments. This creates two-way traceability between Jira and GitHub. We also want to integrate Enterprise Jenkins with both Jira and GitHub. With each build, Jenkins will include links to the GitHub commits and links to the related story in Jira. Next, let's look at Enterprise Jenkins in more detail. In this example, you can see a Jenkins pipeline that visually shows the results of every build and deployment. As each stage completes, it automatically moves to the next step. A pipeline runs build and tests, only moves to the next step if it passes. In Jenkins, with each build, we run unit tests, code coverage analysis, and publish the results. This automatically generates trends over time. Using a static build analysis tool, such as SonarQube, we can review different aspects of quality, such as vulnerabilities and code complexity. We can track these over time and implement quality gates to provide immediate feedback to developers. Next, let's look at how we implement automated service, UI testing, and deployments in Jenkins. Before we deploy code to the development server, we want to run our service level and UI automated tests. We deploy to a build verification environment and execute the automated tests. Any failure will stop the pipeline process and alert the developers. Once the automated tests pass, we're ready to move them to the deployment environment and package the build artifact in Nexus. Subsequent deployments will only use this artifact. Next, we use Jenkins to execute the automated deployment and run a short smoke test to ensure the deployment worked as expected. As we move our code to higher level environments, we can run more advanced and longer running tests. In this example, we run a source code vulnerability analyzer to identify potential security issues. We also run an automated performance test using JMeter and tie the results into Jenkins. Finally, let's look at how we can use dashboards to give us amazing visibility into the entire DevOps process. Custom dashboards can provide a summary of all build and testing activity. Here, we see a Jenkins dashboard that shows consolidated build pipeline summaries and test trends. Here is a Jira dashboard that is used by a sprint team to get quick insights into the progress of the teams. Dashboards help a team determine if they are heading for success. How can Agile Trailblazers help? We can help achieve both speed and safety with DevOps through an assessment, training, or a full-scale DevOps implementation. We offer Enterprise Jenkins certification and training, Jenkins pipeline configuration and integration with Docker, Chef, or Puppet, as well as Atlassian Services and Training. Contact Agile Trailblazers today to get started.